I met a woman named Julie today. She was a white woman, probably in her 60s. She had some sunglasses on, had blonde hair that was slowly turning gray. And as I stood next to her while she sat crisscross on the ground, we started talking. And I could see from the skirt she was wearing that uncovered her legs. She had been sunburned and the skin was peeling. And as someone who just recently got sunburned last week, I could only imagine just how itchy and scabby it might feel. And then I looked next to her and I saw the notebooks that she had. They were spiral bound, probably 70 to 120 pages, the kind that we would use in middle school before we had laptops. And I couldn't see exactly what she had written, but I could see from the back side of the page that at least the most recent page was full. Anyways, we started talking and she was eating some chicken salad, I think. It was one of those things that you buy at a convenience store where the dressing and all the toppings come in one big bowl. You mix it up. It looked like it had some Asian chili dressing or something on it, and that's not my preferred thing at all. So, I don't know. That's not what I would have ordered. And I guess looking back, I feel kind of bad because I interrupted her meal because I just came up to her and we started talking, and in our whole maybe 15-minute conversation, I don't think she took a single bite. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Julie, if you're listening to this, for ruining your meal. But the things we were talking about, it was just, first of all, her talking about how she would buy a sandwich with the $5 that I had just given her. That's what she would eat for dinner later that night. And, typical small talk. Who doesn't love talking about food? But then the conversation got a little bit deeper. She started talking about her dreams of becoming a children's book author, I think, illustrator, both. That's what she had been writing on the notebooks that she had. She was ready for this to be published, and she said, quote unquote, "I'm going to be a millionaire." And she was talking about how she had a publisher all set, and all she had to do was finish this. But she had to finish it quick because she was blind in one eye, and her sight was already fading in the other eye. That's why she had sunglasses on. And so she wanted to finish this book before she went completely blind. And so she recently went up to her publisher's place and was like, "Let's publish this." But when she got there, she saw that her publisher had closed down. There was nothing there, just a for lease sign. And she was like, "How could this happen? How could this guy just leave and not tell me?" I thought I had to go, so I said, "Thank you, ma'am. I'll be praying for you." And that's when she told me, "I'll be praying for you too." And I was like, huh? She started telling me about how she grew up with atheist parents, and the first time she ever got arrested was when she went to church without telling her parents, and her parents sent the cops looking for her when she was 8 years old. Her parents were alcoholics, and she never really described in detail what happened that day, but I feel like it was pretty bad. But from there, she felt God, and she heard God's voice telling her, "Julie, I'm here. Julie, come find me." From then on, she started to look for who this Jesus guy was, who this God was. And eventually that led her to the faith that she has today. She told me, "Hey, I got nothing to complain about. God has so many people to take care of. Who am I to complain with my situation?" And what I took that to mean is, I think she was saying, I'm thankful that I'm alive here today. And I'm thankful for that in itself, that God is taking care of me to the point where I'm still alive. Because she was telling me later on, there were 4 different moments where she was pronounced dead. She got hit by a car. She had pneumonia and was in a coma. And I can't remember the other two right now off the top of my head, but she should be dead. She should be dead. But for some dang reason, God has kept her alive, and she's thankful for that. She's not complaining. And this Julie said that she would pray for me. I told Julie then that God really does love her, and I hope she knows that. And she responded with a smile. Of course I know that. Of course God loves me. There's no doubt about that in my mind. As we were saying our goodbyes, Julie was about to say something like, "Hey, I hope we can see each other again sometime." But she caught herself midway and instead finished the sentence by saying, "That's what I would say, but that would mean that I'm still on the streets." I'll be praying for you as well, Julie.